And away we go. Welcome to the Outer Rim Empire channel on YouTube. This will be my first video. Figured I could start you off with a tour of what I've got. We got the ship, the freighter. Well, we'll come back to the starship in a second. But basically, this is it. The Dawn's Horizon. S-class starship. It's able to get me jumps up to 2,800 light years per jump. And as you can see, I kind of have a few. Plenty also on the starship. I've got plenty of more room to also put it in my exosuit. But basically back in my base, on board the freighter. Gotta stop calling it a starship. On board the freighter, I have my farm. Basically what we got going on in here, I can produce $5 million worth of living glass every half an hour. And it definitely helps keep up with any expenses that I've got. On board Galactic Trade Terminal. And back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the other side is 10 full storage units filled with 50 warp jumps a pop. So, all in total, my freighter can hold 190. So yeah, maybe somewhere down the line I might get a bigger freighter. But right now, 195 warps just on the freighter, 500 in storage. On my starship, I can definitely hold, I believe, up to about 160 if I did the math right. But on top of that, if I felt like it, if I really wanted more, I could spend some time and buy a couple freighters, keep them down in my bay, on board my freighter. Oh, sorry, haulers. Fill up this bay with 6 ships of my own that could also hold more warp jumps. Right now, here's the collection. 1 exotic class Ifrit, Leviathan. You can tell I'm a Final Fantasy fan. And over here, the main workhorse, the pale blue dot. So far, 46 slot A-class definitely works. It's got enough room. I could eventually get a 48, but right now this is just fine. Oh, plenty of stuff warping in. But there she is. As far as why I'm gathering up all these warps, what are my plans? Well, oh, jeez. Probably the best thing I should have done might have actually been to stay out in space. Because I was going to show you approximately how far out I am. Since I started the game, I built a base, I built up my units, got the ship that I pretty much wanted, and definitely a freighter that I wanted. If you take a look at the top, right now, I'm over 1.11 million light years away from the center. I started out at about 718, which is I think the average that everybody pretty much starts off this game in. Well, I'm not going to the center. I'm going the opposite direction. I'm heading to the edge. And it's been a long travel. I've warped plenty of times. I think right now my warp count is sitting at about like 325. And I've certainly warped plenty of times, you know, just trying to build up some kind of decent amount of stuff. Well, yeah, here we are. Close to the edge of the galaxy, to the point that some of these stars don't even register as being accessible until you get to the edge. Right now, we're looking at a spot, if you look in the top left, 1.13 million light years away from the galaxy. Now that, I've seen some of them go just under a million. I've seen some go up to 110. The point that I'm currently going to, this custom waypoint that I have set up, is at 115. 115 light years away. Or 115... I keep saying 150. 1.15 million miles away. It's the furthest that I've seen. But once I reach that spot, I plan on making a base, and then from that point on, I plan on basically going across the entire outer edge of the starting galaxy in No Man's Sky. Now, I've actually, I tried doing some of the math, break out some of the old textbooks, I guess from high school, which is, for me, a long time ago. But, kind of had to relearn a little bit of trigonometry, try to figure out how far around this galaxy actually is. Now, the furthest I can go out is 115, or 1.15 million light years out. Double that up, it's the diameter. And if you multiply that by pi, you're looking at the circumference, the amount that's all the way around. And that could basically mean the entire outskirts of this is about 7 million light years around. It's possible. But, considering that I've found spots that are a lot closer to the center that are still considered the edge, it's definitely not an even circle. I'm thinking, obviously, I mean, maybe you take a look at pictures of galaxies, it's kind of like those bands that just sweep about, or sweep around the entire thing like a spiral. So the trip could be longer, it could be shorter. I honestly don't know. But I'm willing to take the time and figure that out. A little bit extra fun added to this game as opposed to just keep going to the center, and then the center, and the center, and the center, over and over and over and over again. I'm going to stake my claim a little bit more uniquely. We'll go into the Outer Rim. We'll call it the Outer Rim Empire. So essentially the plan is, once I reach the end, I'll make my base. And from there, I'll travel the outskirts, recording all the places that I've gone to. And, I guess I'll tag each system that I rename with ORE for the Outer Rim Empire. Now, basically, I'm following my destination that I've marked all the way to the edge. But now I need to find a system that is within my jump reach, which is 2823, I believe, is the max I can go, or 2822. But one of the things that I am certainly doing, I am searching for this type of a system. You look in the bottom left, and you'll see the economy. Basically, once you put an economy scanner on either your, it has to be on the ship, your main ship that you use, it'll give you this information. The conflict level, the economy scanner, they'll let you know what's going on in that system before you even jump to it. And the reason I'm looking for that one item in particular, high supply, or there's other names for it, affluent or opulent, depending upon what race is in that area or that life form. You'll see prosperous, substantial, comfortable. I think there's destitute, fledgling, promising, adequate. Those are all pretty average things. What you are looking for is that high supply, or prosperous, or opulent. You'll know it when you see it. But the main reason I go for these particular systems is because at each jump that I make, I'm buying supplies. I'm buying thamium in particular because it's kind of hard to come by Without, I mean, you can always come by it on any planet or traveling or blowing up asteroids up in whatever system you happen to be locked into. But when you reach a point where if you build a farm that can net you several million units every time, you're never going to run out of money. You can sit there and farm and get a ton of money, but right now, my travel expenses, so to speak, for the amount of stuff that I'm buying when I go to each of these systems, I can basically buy enough materials just from the scanner on my, or I mean just from the galactic hub that's on my ship. I can buy enough supplies to make 5 warp cells. Yeah, thamium. Whenever you go to one of these high supply or higher level economies, there's always going to be a ton more a ton more units worth of supplies that you can buy. Thamium, carbon, plutonium, iridium, and zinc is the other one. All those materials will make you warp drives, going from suspension fluid over to the antimatter all the way up to the warp cell itself. There is enough materials here at each time you go to one of those high economy systems to buy that much stuff. Now you can see I'm sitting here at about 48 million in units. Now that didn't come from me just farming and building that stuff up. I ended up doing a strategy where you crash the market in a system that you can use the basically the teleporters on each system base. And it basically allows you to keep going and going and buying and allows you to sell these dynamic resonators at, I think it's like 4 times what they're worth. It's a ridiculous system. I've seen it on YouTube somewhere. You could easily find it on somebody else's channel. Or I may do that process on a later episode. But for now, it's definitely not my strategy. It's something that's been around for a little while, where you can crash the market on a particular item, buy a ton of them, and then travel to another system and sell them at the bigger price. It's a grind, but it's kind of worth the time if you can get yourself to a certain point where you can buy your first freighter, where you can buy some of the better ships, and believe me, you're gonna need millions. I think this particular ship, or this particular freighter that I bought, was a little over 100 million in units, and my Class A hauler, it's only 46 slots. I think a 48 slot will cost probably about 128 million units on its own. So believe me, you're gonna need some cash. And however you go about getting it, honestly, it's worth taking the time to get to that point. There's farming methods, there's that dynamic resonator selling method, there's a ton of ways to kind of make units, but there is no real fast cash way to do it. I mean, yeah, over the course of time, you're getting a lot more units than you ever gotten before, but you definitely need to take the time to actually get those units together to kind of get you to this point, or any point that you can be comfortable with and not have to worry about the units anymore. But yeah, I mean, I've traveled now almost 400,000 light years away from the center, and right now I've got this is about the amount of money that I started with when I started this journey from my home, from my starting point in the game. And I've obviously spent a decent amount of money, so, but now I honestly have not, I have not seen below 45 million in this entire process that I'm going through. Initially I was doing it just on the ships that would show up in my bay here, because they will fly in, and you could buy supplies from them. In fact, one of the other things that I was doing is I would find a ship that would show up, and he would be selling antimatter. It's the one step below the warp cells, so all I would need to do is buy thamium afterwards. Now, yeah, when you buy antimatter, you're buying it at it's a rough price. Like, it'll cost you a couple million just to fill up on the, like, the, or if you want to take all of the antimatters that whoever shows up has. You can end up with 140 antimatter sitting in your inventory and lose a couple million. But all I gotta turn around is go to my base, farm that, sell that stuff for another 5 million, and I'm right back where I started. All I now have to do is find thamium. So yeah, at each location I just keep buying more and more thamium, keep producing more and more warp cells, and I'm at the point right now that even if I reach the end of this galaxy, I have so many warp cells stored right now just on my ship alone. I can warp over 1,000 times. And if I warp it 1,000 times at 2,800 light years every jump, it's 2.8 million light years. That's enough to go from one end of this galaxy in this game to the other. Yeah, it'll take time, but I can do it. And I can do it without having to stop and buy more materials and worry about that whole grind to get that stuff back. And yeah, I can reach a certain point and go, alright, you know what, no, as I go, now I need to replenish my store and make sure that I have enough warps to get to where I want to get to. Oh, there we go. Wealthy. And yeah, I'll never get exactly 2,800 light years every jump. I can look for it. But I'm also trying to look for the most wealthy and prosperous and high supply locations to get the materials that I need. So I don't mind losing a little bit of light years in each jump, as long as the distance is decent and I'm able to get the supplies that I need at each location. So, and hey, actually, yeah, Illumini, what was it? Yes, Demon, I am on the starting Euclid Galaxy. You're actually my first viewer. I'll have to remember you. But yeah, you can see at every wealthy location or any high economy spot, you're going to get a ton of units and all these supplies will be available for you. So you don't have to go down to planets, you don't have to bust your ass trying to get supplies. As long as you've got the cash, which there's definitely methods to get them, you can easily go ahead and buy all the supplies you need to get the warps you need to get the distance that you need to get to. So, yeah, and I'm at this point that right now I've got enough in my stores, enough to go. I am just going to get myself to the destination that I've been looking to get to since I left my starting point. So, not going to waste any more time. Let's finish up this journey and let's just get to where I've been looking to get to. I'm trying to follow the lines as best as I can because they only let you go out a couple hundred light years on the map that they kind of draw for you, so try to find a decent jump spot. What was that one? Yeah, that'll work. And yeah, Damon, yo, thanks on the mic comment, I appreciate that. Yeah, Turtle Bay, powered up mic, it's worth every penny. Clear as hell, and the bass is pretty good on it too. It sounds great. And yeah, I think I have not even been to... I haven't even left or gone down to a planet in about like 200 jumps. All I'm trying to do is travel the distance that I need to get to where I'm trying to go. Eventually, once I get there, we'll grind for some supplies. We'll get on the base. Start building up what we gotta do. And yeah, it's a little bit of a pet project. It's gonna take me a ton of time, but I'll stream as often as I can. Try to make it fun for anybody, because honestly, just watching this game can get a little bit boring, but it's about the experience. So, when I'm doing stuff like this in the future, when I'm just jumping from spot to spot to spot to spot, I think the only thing that'll make it a little bit more interesting is if anybody's on the stream. Oh, yeah, I am kind of eventually looking for something along those lines, but right now I'm just trying to get to the edge. Um, let's see. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, I haven't been able to scout this planet that I'm going to. I just noticed that the distance is as far as I've seen. Um, the closest that I've seen to the center is just under 1,000,000 light years away. The furthest away that I've seen is the one that I'm kind of going to right now, is 1.15 million. If there are spots that are further, great. If there aren't, even better. Then I know I've gone the furthest that I can go out in this galaxy itself. So let's see what's up. Actually, I think my freighter is now done, if I counted correctly. Yep. Freighter needs to resupply. Oh, look. I've got tons. I could jump for a pretty long time. But yeah, that would be... Oh, I would be beyond thrilled if I got to this spot and one of the planets on here was a paradise planet. That would be awesome. Otherwise, the other thing that I will do, if it's not a paradise planet, I will get on a radioactive planet, something that'll sustain gamma weed. Reason behind that, that's the kind of farm that I definitely will make if that's the case. I'll leave all the gamma weed outside, it'll grow naturally, and all I have to do is make frost and copyright on the inside. And what that'll do, that will literally be a giant living glass farm, and I'll make way more units than I'll need in that particular farm than I have on my base right now, or that I have on my freighter right now. That thing will, the farm on my freighter right now will give me about 5.2 million units making living glass every half an hour. Now, yeah, I could go back every 15 minutes and, you know, always harvest on the frost stuff, but honestly, I've been spending more time trying to travel to the end than worrying about every 15 minutes going collecting glass and making glass and selling that also. Plus, also, the timer on this doesn't continue, I think, while I'm in maps or while I'm traveling, so... There we go. So it does take a little bit longer than a half an hour each time, just because the timer right now, while I'm in the warp, I don't believe is going. Because I've looked at my clock before and said, alright, cool, there's a half an hour left, and I've gone to the farm and only half the stuff is grown. So I'm like, alright, maybe the timer is a little bit off in the game as far as my farm is concerned, but... yes, I am trying to get to the opposite of the center. I've been traveling as far away from it as possible, and I'm looking to basically colonize, or at least claim, as many spots away from the center of the galaxy as possible. Is it going to take a while? Yeah. And as far as I was able to tell, to go completely around, it's about 7 million light years around. That's on an estimate. That's based on how far I can jump. That's based on how far I've been able to see, like, on this map. And believe me, there's spots that are closer, there's spots that are farther away. So yeah, I'm sure there's an average number, but I'm looking to go completely around the outside of the galaxy. Now, as far as what I know, the furthest away that I was able to go is 1.15 million light years, and that's where I'm heading now. I'm able to jump 2.8 million. Yeah, check, that's impossible to circumnavigate, surely? No, it's not. Here's the math on it. My ship can jump 2,800 light years a pop. The math on it is, I have 1,000 jumps that I can do. Now, yeah, I could jump after jump after jump after jump after jump. I mean, I don't know what the math is going to be as far as the time goes. But while I'm traveling, I'm able to buy as much supplies as I need to keep getting warps. to keep getting warp cells. I'm also able to travel that far with this freighter, constantly going around. I can literally, with just on the stuff that I have stored on the ship right now, I can jump from this end of the galaxy past the center and go to the other opposite side with the amount of warp cells that I have on this ship right now. Yeah, it means I'll have to do 1,000 warps, but I can do it. If I can do one every minute or so, I mean, not even every minute, it'll be like every 30 seconds, 20 seconds, just get on the map, go a little further in or go a little further out. And I'm not stopping to smell the roses, so to speak, but I can do the jumps. Now, yeah, going around, I'm going to have to refill this ship probably 3 times just to make it completely around, but I can do it. And I'm looking to log myself doing it, seeing how many places that I actually do go, how far away they are from each other. I've got the math down, and it's something I can sit here and record and eventually probably post how far I've actually traveled, where I am as in comparison to the center, even the angle from where I started, how far I've gone around in angular degrees. I'm not a math whiz, but I kind of get it, and I think I'll be able to do it. And yeah, it's going to take some time, so the best I can do is stream and have a little bit of fun while I'm doing it. So, but yeah. I heard there are corners in the galaxy, and yes, I think I have found one of those corners. I'm currently on my way to what I found is probably the furthest away that it is. But again, I've looked online, I've looked on Reddit, I've looked, and nobody seems to have any gauge on how far away certain spots are or what is the furthest. One post said, oh yeah, the furthest I've seen is 985,000 light years away. No, it's further. It's definitely further. So I am going to work out how far I actually do need to go and how far I've actually traveled to make this happen. But it's just a little bit of a project, and fortunately that means you don't have to do it. But I think the plan in the end is end up going to be, because now that we have portals in the game, this is something that did piss me off. Fun story. I got caught with losing my teleport location trying to do the Artemis missions. Now, no spoilers, but you kind of need to do this mission to get portals. Problem was, I was bouncing around so many times that I lost the checkpoint to get back to Artemis. Artemis is going to give me the first thing I need to get through portals, and the only way I'm able to get back to him is manually. There's no checkpoint way to get back there now. I've gone too far. I've gone way too far. So I need to literally travel bit by bit, warp by warp, just to get back to the spot to do the portals thing. But yes, that is the point. That is absolutely the point of what I'm doing. I am looking to get the portal addresses to the furthest reaches in this galaxy. Because now that I have a friend that I'm on a group with, that he's like, oh yeah, I've got here's the portal address for a location that's only a black hole roulette to get close to the storyline. That is true. I could do that. And it will be easier now that I can do the portals. Oh, what was this, my home base? Oh yeah, this is where I was for a little while. But, oh wait, what are we doing here? I could do the black hole roulette to try and get closer, but now that I know I have the capability of actually getting as far as I can go and doing it jump by jump, by the time I make it to the other side of the galaxy and I've gone around, I think I am going to take a detour and head a little bit further inward to go back to, or at least get to, the storyline location. I just know that when I'm taking a look, I have no more hyperdrive. Yeah, the story can definitely wait. But as far as if I need those portals, I need to complete those missions. So I will have to, at some point, need to get back to that storyline and get the portals thing going and get a hold of the glyphs. So And hell, if the game will just give me the addresses, I don't mind handing out the addresses to the spots. But if I need to complete the mission to do it, then I gotta make sure I go back. Otherwise, hell, if this game will just tell me what the portal addresses are, I'll give them out to everybody, and then everybody will know how to get easily to the opposite end of this galaxy. And that is kind of the plan, because, hell, if anybody wants to join me and just, hell, if you're looking to just find cool planets, claim some stuff for yourself, if I can get the glyphs without the story, I'll be getting the addresses at many different locations around the outskirts of the galaxy. I think that'll be a little bit more fun for everybody, because you can basically pick a direction. I'll try to make some type of a map, and I've got the math of it figured out. I've had to re-up on a little bit of high school trigonometry, which I never took, but I get it, and I get the concepts, and I understand the math. So, and you can request addresses without any glyphs. Okay. Yeah, once I get out there, and I establish the base, and I actually start building what I want to build out here, I'm certainly going to find a portal that'll get people to my home system. I'm certainly going to, as I travel, try to get as many glyphs and addresses as possible and post them either on Facebook or on a website or something along those lines. But right now I just got to get out there. And I may do my next stream just building the base, because it's going to take me some time to actually get a hold of some supplies once I'm on planet, so I won't bore people with that. But as far as building the base and getting things together, hell, take some advice, you know, see what we can do as far as making it a collaborative effort, I suppose. We're almost there, probably another 7 or 8 jumps, and we'll be to the spot that I kind of marked up. There we go. Yeah, it's an idea for a project that I just decided, fuck it, I'm doing it. Because it's, right now, to the point that I'm at, it's easy for me to go to the center. It's easy for me to get to the middle and do the story and do the Atlas thing, and again, just crash on a random planet because I happen to complete it. I'm bored by that. I don't want to do that. This makes it a little bit more interesting for me. Just to see how far I can go, how far it actually is out here, and hell, even make a recording of it. Because, yeah, now if I felt like it, I could spend all day if you build a signal booster, I can find your location on the galactic map. Yes. Yeah, no, that is definitely possible, but you still need to get the portal address, I assume. But yeah, once I'm on a planet, and once I'm in a system that I know that I'm going to stick around in for a while to basically stake my claim and do what I got to do, you can convert the coordinates to an address for the exact system. No shit. Then that may be something that'll make this a lot easier. Oh, that does make sense. That definitely does make sense. If it actually uses like a hexadecimal system, I guess it kind of has to. Yeah, there's got to be at least a rhyme or reason to it. So I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and do that at some point. But I won't let this stream go on for too long. I definitely plan on making multiple episodes of this to show the progress, to basically document the progress. But we're almost there. Ooh. Yeah, we're definitely getting out to the edge. It's getting a little bit difficult to find a local enough system that's within reach. Ah, there we go. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. I hate that. Ran out of hyperfuel again. Have plenty of it, but I gotta keep reloading it. What a chore. But it's worth it. We're almost there. Tell you what, Alumni Demon, once I get down to this planet, I'll drop a signal booster. We'll see what we got. No problem. But yeah, it was interesting to get to this point, because I always thought, like, as I started traveling out, I'm going to have to stop, get a hold of as much supplies as possible, build up as many warp drives as possible, farming planet after planet after planet after planet. But once I found out that I could actually get the supplies from ships that would show up on my freighter, get the supplies from the onboard Galactic Hub that I've got. Oh. There we are. There it is. It's the spot I've been waiting to get to. Yeah. This particular spot is sitting at about 150, yeah, 1,157,552. Are there further spots? Probably. But there we go. Now, the one reason that I did actually choose this one in particular, because you can actually see the economy itself. Ore extraction, booming. Booming is going to have a decent amount, a very decent amount of materials at each time I go to the space station if it keeps refreshing its materials, or I bounce back and forth between one or two of other places. The amount of stuff that'll be available should be decent. And you know what? There's not a lot of planets in the area. That was something that I was looking for. But now that I'm in the area, I think I want to go a little bit further. You know what? This is the place that I wanted to go to. I set the destination. I'm going there. And I swear, if there is a paradise planet here, I'm going to be so fucking stoked. But yeah, low conflict level, booming economy. And we get in the pale blue dot. And yeah, that definitely is an homage to Carl Sagan. Alright. Poisonous planet. Nope. Well, that's good. Gold in the air. What are you? Fiery planet. Not so much. Jungle planet. And the moon. Fungal mold. Well, this actually does kind of look cool, but guess we'll take a look at it and see what's up. Star bulb, I'm probably never really gonna need. Emerald and copper's pretty decent, but yeah, I mean, there's enough material in the area that it should be okay. I don't like the islands. Yeah, the naming on these planets just... You know what, though? To be honest... Magwaka Fukunu. Yeah, we're changing that. But... main reason I definitely did come down to this particular planet, A, it's Gek. Gek is the one that I ended up getting the most involved with because that's where you get all of your starship upgrades, your warp drives, your shields, weapons, everything for the ships. That's pretty much everything that matters. And yeah, I gotta agree, this planet will probably look really good during the day. But what was good about seeing most of this stuff is... the Sentinels are easy. The planet looks like it's got a decent amount of stuff. I'll never go wrong with carbon. Yeah, where's daylight? Let's make that happen. Time. Oh yeah, no, I know I can mess around with the camera angles and get to the sun, but we're there. I want to actually see what it looks like. we get a little less of this island theme. That'd be kind of nice. God, and I hate these new fucking shaders. Fog in the atmosphere, like the update from 137 is just annoying. This will actually be the first time that I've actually been down to a planet in a pretty long time. Come on. To be honest, this is not that bad. Pleasant weather. What the hell is going on over here? Can we fix that? Everything is so realistic. Credits. There we go. Nanite clusters. That's a little more like it. But yeah, I gotta be honest. This does look pretty cool. Will I keep it? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, no, with the water, yeah, kelp sacks will be available, so, I mean, honestly, this might not be the worst spot to kind of set up digs. Yeah, let's do the signal booster thing and we'll see what's going on. 4328. Lucky guess. Freighter crash site. Off planet. That's going to be plenty of nanites for later. Maybe credits. We'll see. But in the meantime, if we're going to do this, signal booster. Iron and plutonium. Really? I mean, actually, I've got plenty. Oh, it's platinum. I need to read better. let's do this. First things first, I am going to scan for a habitable base. I want it. I need it. Gotta have it. So, let's do this. So I'm guessing that right there, that's going to go ahead and be the address that they use. ESAN 0FFD 0080 0FFD 0140. Okay. And if that's the coordinates that they use to create the model, to create the portal addresses, so be it. It's time to go grab that base. And alumni, I appreciate that actually about letting me know, because that's some seriously good information. Yeah, if they know how to actually create the code, or that code has been cracked from just using the signal boosters, I will be doing that all across the entire outer rim of this galaxy. And the materials don't cost much either. Come on. Whoa. That was quick. That's the case, hang on tight. I am just going to set down. I do gotta get to this base. I gotta make that happen. And yes, I will definitely want to know where that portal is. First thing is first. Oh, come on. Okay, no, if you're definitely on a different planet, I'll head there. That's alright, as long as I'm here. But yeah, we're setting up digs. That's happening right now. Claim home planet. Alright. There it is. It's as simple as that. So, now actually, what material do I need to set up a beacon? Because that will be a little important. Tech. Sigma booster. Beacon. Alright, I'm gonna need sheets on the carrite, the voltaic thing, so give me a few seconds on that. Can I check for your green icon? Can't tell if that's south, that's my base. That's my ship. Hang tight. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually get the materials for a beacon real quick, and I'll be right over there. Because like you said, if I'm on a different planet, I can easily get there. I just need a planet above me. Alright. Let's go, let's go. More. Come on. Alright. Need carrot shields, 2. And... oh, come on, I'm 3 short to make the voltaic. Gotta be kidding me. There it is. Alright, got enough to make the beacon. So, getting in the ship. Get over to your planet, and we'll see what's going on with this portal. Because if it also shows me just what the address is for that portal, even better. But the fact that you can actually figure it out based on those coordinates, that also helps too. So... ah, yes. There you are. Very cool, man. See, now this is the multiplayer game that this game was supposed to be. So, yeah. There should be a portal on my home planet. I can change first glyph to hop over there if you want. Nah, hang tight. I'm on my way to you. The fact that you even took some time and jumped on the stream and checked it out, least I can do is actually travel over to you. Nah, don't even bother bringing the ship, man. There it is. Check this shit out. The first contact I've ever had with anybody else in this game. Mark the occasion. Very, very cool. That is awesome. So, beacon. Yeah, go right ahead, man. Now...
Technology recharge.
Question is, how do you get the address?
Technology recharge. 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 Technology
Good thing I got plenty of material.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
So,
Technology recharge.
charge it up.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
And we are full. Activate the portal or request this planet's address. Even better. Bird. Bird. We'll say moon. Crescent moon. Sunset. Sunset. Bird. We'll say spider. We'll say Triforce. Looks like Y tree, spider, Triforce, Y tree. And that is cool. That will actually give me... Yeah, so that's good. Even if I don't use the portals, I can still record what the addresses are for wherever I happen to go. And the first glyph is the one that changes the planet. Okay. So yeah, at least that way I can find the portals on the planets that I need to. And that's beautiful. That way I can at least map out where I am, where I'm going, and that's absolutely brilliant. Very, very cool, man. Well, you know what that means. I definitely gotta name this planet after you. That's gotta happen. Oh, actually, technically, I think you discovered this planet first. Hold on one second, let me check. No, it still has me as discovering it, I guess. Huh. But let's see. Renaming the home planet. Definitely can't be Mogwaka Fukunu. I don't think that's going to fly too well. But let's see. The home planet. Oh, it won't let you upload the planet unless you set up a base. Alright, cool. That's fine. But let's see. My home planet. You know what? We'll go ahead and we'll do this next time. I'm gonna end the stream. Got things I gotta do. I'm just happy I kind of got to this point. Alumni Demon, I appreciate every little bit of information that you gave me today. This has absolutely been eye-opening. It's been an absolute pleasure. So, with that, I think we are done for the day. So yeah, man, check in, get on the subscription for YouTube, or just follow me on, yeah, man, thanks again. Definitely we'll see you around the galaxy. And I guess if anything, if you're going to come out this way and claim any planets, here's the plan. I'm going to tag every system out in this area, and I'll set up a buffer zone, you know, depending upon how big the place actually is. Obviously, it's huge. But any planets or any system that you claim out in this direction, just tag it with ORE, the Outer Rim Empire. That's the plan. Thinking that's what I'm going to stick to doing, and just see how far it goes with just myself and whoever else gets on it as well. And we'll see what happens. But for right now, that's what's up. And I think for now, that's going to be a wrap. So, dude, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your help. And hell yeah, man. See you around the galaxy. I'll tell you what, I'll send you a friend request on PlayStation here, and I'll catch up with you. Again, thanks. I appreciate it.